What's going on, guys? It's Gendo here, and welcome to episode 22 of For the Love of the Game. Queen's Park will be taking on Brechin and Albion Rovers to start the 2019-2020 League One season. And thrown in that, we also have a few cup matches we must go over, any transfers, and there were a lot of transfers in and out. So let's start this episode off by taking a look at who stayed and who left. Looking at all the outs, and only two players were picked up by teams. Everyone else was just released on a free. Chris McCluskey, one of my goalkeepers, definitely leaving on a free just because of more people that I want to bring in, more goalkeepers I want to bring in and try out that were better than him. But also at the same time, it was because I thought I was going to be keeping Sean Newman. However, Sterling came and snapped him up, and now Sean Newman is a part of Sterling. Sterling, who I believe are in League 2. No, they're actually in the Championship. I didn't even... they got promoted early on in our season, and now they're up in the Championship. Okay, well, he's a decent goalkeeper for a Championship side. So, but still, sad to see him leave. Aaron Duncan, one of my young players, going to Dalbeattie Star, and I think Dalbeattie Star is like a Highland or a Lowland League. They are a Lowland League side. So he got picked up on a free. No worries for us since he was sitting in our reserves and quite honestly wasn't really going to have any impact on the squad. Dave Sinclair, one of my center mids who did fairly well for me in the seasons past. Due to the amount of center mids I brought in this time around, there was just no place on the squad for him to secure a job to keep him around. And then finally, since I'm not using wingers anymore, I'm no longer utilizing wing play in the attacking sense. I'm keeping the defensive wingbacks. Both Josh Watt and Graham Forsyth have been released from the club. Sad days, since both Watt and Forsyth were really, really good players until last season when they didn't decide to factor in at all. So they forced my hand and I released them to little fanfare. And now coming into the ins, we're going to take a look at first Sean Duncan. Sean Duncan is a 20-year-old goalkeeper who I brought in after releasing Chris McCluskey. Fairly good stats. He's a little more eccentric than I'd like, but overall not a bad goalkeeper. He will be my starting goalkeeper for the season. And you take a look, decent physicals, slightly less than normal mentals than what I want, and decent goalkeeping attributes. We follow that up with one of the new center mids that is coming in, Ross Docherty, 27-year-old Scotsman, fairly average on the physical side. I would love to have him be a little more pacey, but he's 9 there, 9 acceleration, 8 agility, so I don't expect him to be a big factor running up and down the pitch. He will get really tired really easily. Decent mentals, and then as far as his technical abilities, good long throws, good marking. I expect him to be more of a defensive-minded midfielder. He can also play right back in case I start to have a little problem at that area. But overall, not a bad player. He's a well-rounded, average, decent player. And then follow that up with another central mid player, Stephen Mullen. He, compared to David Sinclair, is a lot more pacey. Can't defend all that well, is okay in the attack, but he's my box-to-box guy. He is the one I expect to be moving forward to get the attack going because of his pace. 11 pace, 12 agility, 12 acceleration. Can't really do much more outside of that. Like I said, okay mentals, okay technical abilities. I just want to have him to bring him on late in games just to change the pace of the attack. Follow him up with Paddy Boyle. Paddy Boyle is a 32-year-old left back, and I brought him on mostly. I could have signed him on to a player-coach contract, but Queen's Park kind of nixed the idea, saying we already had too many coaches as is, which is BS. We only have 3 coaches. But we were able to sign him on as a left back to help him mentor some of my younger players. And that's pretty much all he's going to be. He's going to be primary backup. Just want to have him around for his leadership and his experience and to tutor the young players that are coming up. Then have Ross McCrory. Ross McCrory is a primary center back. He is 21 years old, and I like his natural fitness. His natural fitness is 16, so he has a good motor on him. Unfortunately, he doesn't have the legs to go with that motor. 10 on pace, yes, but 6 in acceleration and 7 agility. Decent mentals, but his defensive stats are key. He's got 12s in both tackling and marking, 12 on heading as well. He's not all that tall. He's 6'1". I guess is a decent size for a defender. He can help with both attacking and defending corners. But yeah, not a bad center back to pick up. Definitely better than some of the options I had last season. Another center back picking up, Gary Mulholland. He's a 19-year-old center back. I picked him up through trial days, scouting him and seeing he was going to be could be potentially one of my best center backs of the club. No, that's what my scouts say. Though he's not all that bad. 9 in pace, 8 agility, 11 acceleration, decent mentals for a 19-year-old. And as far as his defensive stats, 15 in tackling, 11 in marking, 11 on heading too. So he can help out a little bit on corners, I guess. But overall, a pretty solid pickup coming in through the trialists. And then finally, Daniel Hoban. Daniel Hoban is a 22-year-old goalkeeper. Since I had to pick up a second goalkeeper, there wasn't any viable option in my youth side. So I picked this guy up. Not fast at all. He is quite easily going to be my backup goalkeeper. I need to train him in his speed, because a 2 in pace and a 3 in acceleration is just not going to cut it, especially with how much my defenders sometimes let balls go through and then be one-on-one with the goalkeeper. He's decent in one-on-ones, but he will not have the pace to come running out. He is the anti-Manuel Neuer. And then taking a look at some of his other abilities, 11 aerial, 11 command, good handling, he's got great reflexes. Here's the thing, 12 on reflexes, but a 2 on pace. Come on, that's just, no. I need someone better. So, like I said, he's going to be my backup for now, and Sean Duncan will be the starter until I find someone better. Alright, now before we get into the league matches, we must go through the cups. First one is against Stranraer in the Challenge Cup, and for the 3rd year in a row, we've beaten a team in the Challenge Cup to advance to the 2nd round. We defeated them 2-1 through goals from John Black and Andy McKinnon. Stranraer did pick up their only goal through a defensive blunder on our end, leading to an own goal in the 59th minute. As far as stats go, we had more shots. None of Stranraer's shots were on target, which I found really, really odd, because they did fire a few at goal, but they admittedly were like right on the crossbar, off to the side, barely, so they weren't missing the target by that much, but I guess nothing counted as being on target. We had 7, and then overall possession was equal. So now we're going to be taking on Airdrie in the 2nd round of the league, or not the League Cup, the Challenge Cup. And that's quite honestly a winnable game. Airdrie are, I believe, in League 2, I should say. And that match is coming in between Breccia and Albion Rovers. But once again, we did not progress past the 1st round in the League Cup, as we took on Berwick. Berwick actually being recently promoted to the Scottish Championship. And we lost in late goals 2-0. Berwick did have quite a bit of shots. 20 shots, 10 of them on target. We were only able to muster 7 and 3. Definitely didn't hold on to the ball as much as I would like to. And in the end, ultimately being dominated by Berwick. That's one thing I did forget to show from last episode, because I was so ecstatic on staying up in the league. So let's take a look at exactly who is in our league this season. So if you take a look, well, hold on. Last season, Berwick was promoted, beating out Morton by 3 points. Peterhead has been relegated. And of course, since we were able to avoid relegating ourselves through the playoffs, the only team coming up through League 2 is Clyde. Our bitter rivals Clyde have joined us in League 1. And coming down from the championship, since there was only one promotion relegation spot, is Queen of the South. Queen of the South, of course, having, I believe they have taken one of my players. I'm trying to remember which one it was, though. I think it wasn't Tyler Hendry. They took somebody. I know they took somebody, and they made me quite peeved because it was a youth player. But alright, I digress. Let's get into these matches, and the first one of the day will be the opener against Brechin at Brechin. 1,007 people are coming out to this match, and they're going to be playing a 4-5-1, which, as I've said in episodes past, looks to be the new Scottish standard. And of course, we're going to be sticking with our 5-2-3 that's gotten us great results last season after switching to it in the middle. And our starting 11 is quite different than in seasons past. Sean Duncan, of course, I've said, is going to be in net. Our 3 center backs will be Gibson, McNulty, and Mulholland. The 2 wing backs will be Alexander and Jack Simpson. Our 2 center mids will be Connor Rennie and Doherty. And our 3 strikers up front will be Andy Jackson, John Black, and Andy McKinnon. It'd be nice if we start this off with a solid 3 points and hope to lead us down the path to getting us into the promotion playoffs. That's the goal this season. Try and get into the promotion playoffs. And off we go. A new season is upon us, and hopefully a lot better results this time around. Hopefully we will not be fighting relegation. As, of course, we will be playing in our traditional black and white hoops, and Brechin will be coming out in red tops and white shorts. 2 minutes on, we already have a free kick. Oh, that's a rebound. Connor Rennie with the free kick, and John Black picking up the rebound, giving Queen's Park, after just 2 minutes, the early 1-goal lead. 2 minutes later, a throw-in deep in our area. We have to clear it out. We got it deep into Brechin's area, which is very nice. But they get it right back in. We need to hold on to possession, boys. There we go. Connor throwing it forward. Jackson in the middle, keeping possession. At least it's on Brechin's half. Simpson's coming up the wing. He has men in the box off the underside of the crossbar, and it doesn't cross the line. I believe that was McKinnon with the shot there. Would have been great opening scenes just to have 2 goals in 5 minutes. We could still have a goal here, but it bounces off the crossbar. Jeez. We like to hit the woodwork early on. 22 minutes gone. Let's encourage the boys. We're not that far off. We are not that far off from taking a 2-goal lead. 31 minutes gone. We do have another. Oh, it bounces off the keeper. And Andy Jackson makes it 2-0 to Queen's Park. Way to go, boys. There's a deep, deep cross to the far post. Keeper could not get a handle on it. It bounces off of him. And Queen's Park have the early 2-goal lead. Oh, and then Brechin answer right back. After nice play, nice passing play led to a cross in and a header goal. So we go into halftime up 2-1. Not bad, not bad. I'm pleased with the performance. Keep it up. As far as Andy McKinnon, you could be doing a little better. And defense could be doing a little better as well. So let's kick off the second 45 and just try and keep it solid at the back. Try not to, I was going to say try not to give up a goal, but Brechin did have a throw-in. We do take it away from them. Let's see if we can make something happen here. Not when we head it back, and Brechin now on the counter. Good save by Duncan. But now, so far early on in this half, it is all Brechin. Alexander with a good dispossess there, and now we are going to hit him on a counter. Good play to John Black. He turns around the keeper, short angle shot, and Queen's Park are up 3-1 after the 53rd minute. Great pass play there, 1-2 passes, able to set up that goal to John Black. Andy McKinnon has not played very well, and he's a little knackered, so I'm going to sub him out. Ryan Waters is going to be coming on for him. I should probably start thinking about subbing out some of my center backs. In fact, that's what I'm going to do right now. Ross McCrory is going to come in for... Ooh, who should I bring him in for? Danny McNulty. leave that be. We may make one more sub out. With 10 minutes to go, we'll make one more sub. Jack Downey is going to be coming on for Ross Doherty. With 10 minutes left, Brechin did have an attack. We did steal it from them. Oh, and what a goal. What a goal from Andy Jackson. That was all set up by a mistimed tackle from a Brechin defender. And Queen's Park up 4-1. This could be 5-1 right here. Oh, but Andy Jackson was offside. 2 minutes of stoppage time left on the clock. And have pretty much all ticked down. One final throw-in for Brechin. And there it is, full-time. Queen's Park getting off to a great start in their opening match, winning 4-1. Well done, boys. Probably should have taken a look at the stats. Well, take one final look at the stats. We had 9 shots, 6 of them on target, compared to Brechin's 13-6. Possession was pretty even throughout. Now, before I move on to the second match, let's take a look at how we are supposed to fare in League One. It says the board expects us to fight off against relegation. But what does the season preview say? Season preview says we are 1,000 to 1 odds to winning League One. I like those odds, but obviously they don't say what the odds are for us avoiding relegation. They fully expect us to get relegated, and after today's match, hopefully have proved them wrong. But you never know. The season is still early, and we have another match to play, so sit tight, and we'll be right back. Alright, and here we go for the second match versus Albion Rovers. We will be at Hampton Park. We can only muster 914 people to come watch this match. And probably for good reason, as 3 of my key players are now injured. Unfortunately, they were injured in that Challenge Cup match, Both Simpsons and Jack Downey are now out for various amounts of time. Jack Simpson out 5 to 6 weeks with a twisted ankle. Paul Simpson out with a sprained ankle for 2 months. And Jack Downey is out with a damaged foot, very generic, damaged foot for 3 to 4 weeks. So unfortunately, I have no proper right wing back to use in this formation. So Andy McLean is going to be taking over that spot. The other change is that I'm looking to get rid of Jordan Garden, and in that amount of time, I'm going to give Steven Davidson, a little bit of a trial. I'm loaning him in from St. Johnstone. He's a 19-year-old striker, 6'2", really, really good pace. 13 pace, 12 acceleration, 11 in agility, 15 natural fitness. So he's got a good motor on him. He's got good mentals. His attacking and his technical attributes could be a little better. 13 on heading, 11 finishing, 10 first touch. I'm going to be playing him as a defensive forward, basically in the same place that Kenny O'Brien and John Black play, just to see how he does. I want to try and acclimate him to the squad, and who knows, maybe I can bring him on for a full-time loan, because I only have him set for short-term. If he does well, then I'll bring him on full-time and then get rid of Jordan Gard. So that's going to be the plan, and let's kick off and try and stack wins. Let's get another win. Alright, and let's kick this match off. Albion Rovers starting with the ball in this first half, of course. Once again, kits haven't changed for us. We'll be in the white and blacks, and Albion Rovers in the yellow and red. Or is that orange and red? I can't really tell. But like I said, with those 3 key injuries, especially to Jack Simpson out on the right wing, that's definitely going to hurt us on the defense. So right now, our whole philosophy is try and score more than the other team. If it's like a 4-3 goal fest, as long as we have the 4, I'll be fine with it. And so far early on, 15 minutes just about gone, we have had several attacking chances, and the loney Steven Davidson scoring a goal on his debut. What a strike. Great cross in to set that play up. But 3 minutes later, Albion Rovers coming in with an attack. defense needs to shut it down. Good head away. Great to keep it up the pitch. Connor Rennie out wide to Alexander. Now here we come on an attack. Andy Jackson. Oh, Andy Jackson, you need to hold on to that. Good end-to-end play here. We do keep it in their zone. Davidson to Black. That was going to be wide right all the way. But Albion Rovers keeper taking no chances and going with the save. Encouragement, as I always do around the 20-minute mark. This one was a little bit late, but whatever. We've had all the shots on target so far. 4 shots total, 3 of them on target. Albion Rovers finally get 1 on target, and they could get another one here. Good head away from a dangerous free kick. Albion Rovers still in the box. And that was a horrific tackle from Michael Alexander, giving up a penalty. You can't do that. You just can't. Fisher stepping up for Albion Rovers and completely fools the keeper. It is tied up 1-1 with 4 minutes to go in this half. You just can't make a tackle like that. You need to know where you are. 1 minute of stoppage time left in this half, and we could have one final attack going on here. We could have had one final attack going on. McNulty tackled off the ball. Doherty still has it. Could still have an attack. Uh-oh, that was a bad back pass. Oh, no. Albion Rovers all alone. Good save. Good tackle, good dispossess, good everything. Just get it out. And that looks to be halftime. That was a complete shambolic defense, complete shambolic play at the end of that first half. I definitely need to tell them I'm not happy with what I saw. So kind of do better, please. Thanks. Midfield, need some better playmaking efforts, and strikers, you could do better. All right, let's get back out there. Second 45, we start with the ball. Let's try and go for another goal, try and go for the win. Right off the bat, already giving the keeper a little bit of trouble. But he was able to pick that up with relative ease. 10 minutes in, corner to Albion Rovers, still bouncing around. And it goes out for a goal kick. Albion Rovers getting a lot more of the ball, getting a lot more of the attacks off. Good tackle by Alexander. Great tackle. And now we can set up a counter here. Jackson throwing it forward to Davidson, the youngster. Alexander on the wing. He has plenty of options in the box, but none of them can connect. And now Albion Rovers coming with a counter of their own. Some solid end-to-end play here from both teams. But we need to have a little better defense. Need to tighten up. In fact, I'll wait until after this whole. Oh no! It bounces off our defender. Oh Lord, he was offside, but it bounced off our defender, completely fooling the goalkeeper. Fortunately, he was offside, but that could have been all sorts of bad for everybody involved. And before that even gets off the ground, we're going to start making some subs. Ross McCrory's going to be coming on for Danny McNulty. Who else? Paddy Boyle's going to come on for Michael Alexander because he has not played well at all. And Ross Doherty, do I bring him on? I don't know. I don't have any other center mids I can bring on, so I guess that's it for now. Defense needs to pick up the pace, pick up the play. Albion Rovers have had 10 shots this half, 15 total. Whereas we have not had a single shot taken yet this half. Just wide. I thought that was going in. It scared me. Maybe we can have a counterattack here. Davidson gets it through to... Oh, does get it through to Black. Was he onside? That's the key. He was! Wow, I thought he was offside, but John Black getting us in the lead in the 68th minute. We're up 2-1, and we can make it 3 here. Oh, it's a tackle that goes right to Andy Jackson. Andy Jackson slots it home, and it's 3-1 to Queen's Park. In the space of 3 minutes, we get 2 goals, and now I'm going to make one more sub. if I can at this point. Well, we're going to have to. Danny Kelly, who is a left back by trade, is going to be coming on for Andy McLean in the right wing back role. Yes, because I have nobody else. We're just going to tell everybody to tighten up, drop out of attacking, go into counter mode. With 13 minutes left, oh, and Albion Rovers do get one back. I'm going to keep the attacking on then. It is 3-2 now with 12 minutes plus whatever stoppage time left. 6 minutes left. We have a throw-in deep in the Albion Rovers area. Doherty to Kelly. Kelly driving into the center. Rennie out to Boyle. Boyle has options. Wicked tackle in the box. No foul called. Ref says play on, and I thought for sure that would have been a penalty, given the ferocity of it. Doherty to Kelly to Black, who does have a couple of people in but passes it back. Black out on the wing. Deep cross in to Davidson, who is able to fool the keeper, and in his debut has a brace, giving Queen's Park a 4-2 lead. I'm really thinking about keeping him on long term now, instead of the short he was a 5-month loan that I could have canceled at any time. Good tackle. I thought for sure Albion Rovers were driving. They still could be driving. 4 minutes left in this match. It is certainly not over. And with the 2-goal lead, anything can happen. Albion Rovers with some great passing play off the post. What a strike from about 18 yards out off the post. And now Christian Gibson is injured. I've used up all my subs. So I'm going to bring... Kelly's going to come back there. Doherty's going to move back there. Rennie's going to be the lone center mid. And I don't like seeing all these injuries continue to pile up for us. Not one bit. So we're going to play the last 2 minutes with 10 men on the pitch. 30 seconds of stoppage time left in this match. If Albion Rovers had scored a goal there, it wouldn't have mattered. At this point, it's all consolation. Holding onto the ball for the last 20 seconds, just passing it around deep in the Albion Rovers area. Black out on the wing. Weak little cross there, easily picked up by the goalkeeper. And there it is, full time. Queen's Park with a 4-2 victory over Albion Rovers. We're starting the league off strong with 2 great wins. And yeah, a very, very nicely done victory. It's always nice to win these games. We are sitting on top of the leaderboard after 2 matches. Albion Rovers definitely getting the lion's share of the shots, but they just couldn't make them count in the end. I'm very wary to see what this injury is going to be. Unfortunately, it's not long term. That's good, because I'm not going to say I don't have any other center backs coming up in my youth system. I just don't have any good center backs coming up in my youth system. So, with that in mind, well, before we leave, I might as well show you exactly what happened in the Challenge Cup match. And that is we won. We defeated Airdrie 2-1 after a penalty from Kenny O'Brien and then a Ryan Waters goal right on the edge of the hour mark. And this is actually where Paul Simpson got himself injured. Airdrie getting their lone goal in the 83rd minute. Even possession throughout. We just had several more shots taken. 2 out of the 3 that were on target being for goals. So a great win and more money coming in for us, which is always good. Unfortunately, I'm sure this is where our ride is going to end, as we drew against Dundee United. Dundee United, of course, being in the... Oh, actually, they dropped out of last season. They're in the championship this time around, but still, they are a pretty solid Premiership side on any given day. So they're probably going to dominate possession, dominate shots, and ultimately shut us out, I'm sure. So it was fun while it lasted, but probably going to bow out there. But let's not take a look at that. Let's take a look ahead to when we are coming back for the next double live comm. And that is more than likely going to be probably right before the Scottish Cup. Maybe right after the Scottish Cup. It'll probably be Forfar and Clyde. Yeah, we're probably going to do it. The big rivalry battle versus Clyde. So, next episode, Forfar and Clyde. Stay tuned. I'd like to thank you very much for watching. If you like what you saw, please hit the like button. Subscribe if you're new. Comments, suggestions, questions, anything else, please leave in the comment box below. But as always, this is Gendo, and I'll see you in the next video. Take care, and peace out.